but there's nothing you can do about it.
A deadly shooting involving El Paso police leads to a traffic nightmare in east central El Paso. A deadly stabbing north of Las Cruces. Tonight, we're learning more about the teenager killed.
So basically, you wear this like you would a belt around your waist.
It's a small kit, but it contains the safety gear needed by firefighters and paramedics trying to help a person infected with a contagious disease. ABC-7 at 9 starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
A first alert remains in effect tonight. Here's a live look outside, courtesy of the ABC-7 mountain cam. Dark clouds hovered over the borderland all day long, and some of the communities around El Paso got some rain today. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on air and online at KVIA.com. I'm Stephanie Valle. Storm Tracker Nicole Gomez is keeping an eye on those storms, and she's live with your first forecast. Hi, Nicole.
Hey there, Stephanie. We did have a flood advisory that just actually expired here on West El Paso, but we're still tracking plenty of activity. Let's get straight to Doppler radar to track some of the storm activity that we are currently seeing. If we could switch over to Weather C, again, we are seeing the heaviest rainfall track towards the west side of town, where most of the activity has taken place. Now around Columbus, Las Cruces, along the Sacramento Mountains, also seeing some rainfall, but for the most part we haven't seen any severe weather, just the heaviest rainfall out towards the west side of town. Now we're continuing to see most of the rainfall around Culberson County, portions of Hudspeth County, and also along the Sacramento Mountains as well, but we'll continue tracking showers and thunderstorms to bring you any updates. That's all coming up as we take a look at the latest future track computer model in your full storm track weather forecast. Stephanie?
Okay, Nicole, thank you. Tonight, a man is dead, and police are trying to figure out what made him threaten a hotel employee with a gun. A police officer shot and killed the suspect just after 5 this morning. It happened outside the Quality Inn and Suites on the 6,000 block of Montana. ABC-7's Pilar Arias reports.
I got a call about 5:15 for my wake-up call. Ma'am, there's a man with a gun by your window. Don't come out of your room.
Hotel guests at the Quality Inn and Suites off Montana and Geronimo were awakened by gunshots.
It was like bam, 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 bam. I couldn't give you a count. I just gotten out of bed to make a pot of coffee.
Police say a man showed up just after 5 in the morning and threatened a hotel employee with a gun. When responding officers arrived, they ordered the man to drop his weapon. Instead of complying, he allegedly confronted police. That's when 3 officers opened fire, killing the suspect. The thoroughness of the investigation left a major intersection closed for much of the day.
Rounds that don't strike the subject do travel some distance, so they've got to make sure that they secure the whole area so they're able to recover any of those rounds that were fired.
Hotel guests scrambled to make new travel plans.
It's been horrible. I missed a flight. I was supposed to leave this morning. I would have been in Tennessee at 2:25. Now it's going to be 10:15.
Pilar Arias, ABC-7.
ABC-7 has learned the name of the teenager stabbed and killed at a house party over the weekend. A spokeswoman with Las Cruces Public Schools tells us the victim was 17-year-old David Escamilla, a student at Las Montañas Charter School. Investigators tell us the party was being held at a home on the 5200 block of Bravo Road. They say more than 100 people showed up after an invitation was posted on Facebook. According to Doña Ana County Sheriff's deputies, Escamilla was stabbed after a fight broke out. His friends took him to a Las Cruces hospital, and he was later flown by paramedics to UMC here in El Paso, where he died. 2 other people were wounded but are expected to recover. No arrests have been made. A deadly weekend on the roads in El Paso County. Investigators say 56-year-old Sonia Enriquez accidentally cut off another car on I-10 near Vinton. They say she probably overcorrected, causing her car to roll several times. Enriquez died at the scene. And a couple is dead after a crash on the freeway Sunday evening. It happened on I-10 West and East Lake in Far East El Paso County. Police investigators tell ABC-7 37-year-old Cesar Apodaca was speeding when he lost control of his SUV. The vehicle slid sideways and crashed into 2 vehicles on the side of the road. Apodaca and his 34-year-old wife, Melissa, were pinned inside the SUV. They were pronounced dead at the scene. The people closest to Ebola victim Thomas Eric Duncan are ready to resume their normal lives. They have come out of a 21-day incubation period without developing symptoms of the disease. And today, 43 people who had contact with Duncan before he was hospitalized were taken off the watch list. Among them, 8 students and Duncan's fiancée. Meantime, one of the nurses who contracted Ebola while treating Duncan, Amber Vinson, is in stable condition. She has hired an attorney to defend her reputation after she flew from Dallas to Cleveland and back in the days before she was diagnosed. Vinson says the CDC gave her permission.
Amber Vinson did nothing wrong. That was a mistake, and that caused her problems. It caused panic in our community.
As a precaution, more than 150 people in Ohio are watching for symptoms, including 3 who are quarantined. And last week, we told you how University Medical Center is getting ready for a possible Ebola outbreak in El Paso. Tonight, we look at emergency medical services workers. Are they ready to handle infectious diseases? ABC-7's Ashley Rodriguez is live with new information from the fire department. Ashley.
Stephanie, the fire chief told me today he is confident his emergency workers know what to do in the presence of an infectious disease, including the common flu.
Hello?
Yeah, this fire department.
Yeah, I'm calling for ambulance, please.
This is the call from the Dallas apartment complex where Thomas Eric Duncan was staying. The caller says he's throwing up and has a fever.
I got a fever.
Soon the whole world knew Duncan had Ebola, a virus that damages the blood vessels, causing blood pressure to drop and kills its host from shock and multiple organ failure. Duncan died. Ever since, the amount of people who believe they may have contracted the virus grows.
An Ebola scare right here in Kansas City. We do start this evening with an Ebola scare in Oklahoma City.
Tonight, one local hospital recovering and learning after dealing with a scare of its own today.
Keep in mind, the flu season is right around the corner. Ebola symptoms like fever, severe headache, muscle pain, weakness, diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach pain could just be people getting the winter bugs.
We have in place a protocol at dispatch, and that's basically a filter, to put it quite simple.
El Paso EMS crews have a couple lines of defense before transporting a potential Ebola patient to the area hospital. First, the dispatcher on the other end of the 911 call will ask CDC-approved questions to learn if the caller is actually dealing with an infectious disease or just exaggerating. After asking about symptoms, the next questions are, and this is key, within the last 21 days, has the patient traveled from a country with widespread Ebola transmission, or has the patient had contact with an Ebola patient?
If the call is just a simple flu-like symptoms, we let our companies know that.
Arriving EMS crews will be warned to get out their BSI pack.
Okay, this is a El Paso Fire Department body substance isolation kit. It's carried by every El Paso firefighter, and they carry this on every run. It's got a mask, goggles, a gown, gloves.
While wearing this, the EMS worker will also evaluate the 911 caller for alarming symptoms, like unexplained bleeding, fever, and vomiting. If it looks like the deadly virus, El Paso EMS will call in another unit with the thick hazmat suits.
We have a plan in place.
Now, right now, there's only 2 confirmed cases of Ebola in the U.S. The people who've had contact with them are being quarantined and monitored. You can rest assured that if you didn't just come back from West Africa or have been around anyone with Ebola, you probably just have the flu. Stephanie?
Okay, information you can use. All right, Ashley, thank you. It was New Mexico Attorney General Gary King's last chance to gain ground on Governor Susana Martinez. ABC-7 brought you live coverage of last night's debate right here on the CW. Up ahead, a recap of the candidate's stance on the state of education in the land of enchantment.
And at some point, hopefully in the near future, we're going to get operational once Virgin starts flying.
Spaceport America is closer than ever to launching tourists into space, and today a closer look at the massive project's finances. And in Stormtrack Weather, Nicole.
Blair, I am tracking storms on Doppler radar. Just how much rain are we expecting overnight and the rest of your work week? I'll have that answer coming up in Stormtrack Weather.
This is ABC-7 at 9, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW with Stephanie Valle and Stormtrack Weather with Nicole Gomez.